We are here at the cash prize division at Copa, Virginia, taking a look at Thatcher Yates versus Timothy Player. Timothy in the black and white rash guard, and we have Thatcher in the gold and black rash guard with the red striped shorts.
Ref sets him back to the center here after they push towards the out-of-bound mark. Smart reset. Tim looking for that guillotine.
Yeah, Tim getting over Thatcher a little bit here, using that kind of the
height advantage.
Yeah, the height advantage he has to kind of snap on the head. Curious if we're going to see him go for like a standing guillotine or use that for a takedown attempt.
Thatcher getting control, that double wrist control on that, preventing him from getting those collar ties. But Tim's being real strong with those collar ties, and it looks like Thatcher might be getting a little frustrated with it. Shoots that double leg. Tim does a nice job sprawling out, collects the arm and neck, laying real heavy pressure down on Thatcher's back. This is a smart move for Tim here. He's just making Thatcher hold his weight up. You can tire a person out a little bit here, tire a person out a lot of bit here, and then eventually move to collect that bottom leg and get your takedown off of that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if we're going to see Thatcher roll to the side here because he has that gable grip, or if we're going to see him reach for the leg or actually bring his outside leg in to trip back. There's a lot of options he has here as long as he's able to keep Thatcher's back nice and low and controlled, but Tim's doing a great job getting low and back, and there he goes for that outside trip with that leg. Curious to see if we're going to see him go for that again or switch that up to an inside trip from that position.
Thatcher clears the head, back to standing, a little bit more hand fighting. You know, that carrying that weight for a little bit can be tiring, but
yeah, especially in the absolute division. You know, all the guys are most of the guys are big, and you really know how to leverage and use that weight, especially in these longer matches to tire guys out, really dictate the pace, especially if you're going to have a significant amount of the match on the feet.
Uchimata going for the Uchimata, and Thatcher collecting the back, settling his hips down, gets that side body lock.
Yeah, it's always kind of a risk you take going for that big Uchimata, as the guys can body lock you, get their hips behind you, and they have that easy lift to control, but they go out of bounds and get reset. Timothy
Thatcher
again
grabbing up
going for it.
That side body lock. Not taking advantage of it, but it definitely does slow and stop that throw from Tim. Which maybe is just enough for this case.
Yeah, again, stay indulgent with those counters and, you know, forcing your own activity off of someone else's initiation can really swing the pendulum of that match in your favor.
Back to some hand fighting here. Tim staying heavy on that collar tie, and that can get exhausting over time.
Yeah, and that's really, in these longer matches, that's what you want to be doing, especially if you're going to have long pieces on the feet. You want to slow your opponent down to make your takedown game and threat more effective later in the match. Still 0-0 with just over 4 minutes to go here in the men's cash prize division at Copa, Virginia.
Thatcher looking for that inside control mostly. Tim doing a nice job keeping him outside, playing that collar tie.
Yeah, it looks like Tim really wants to play from that underhook or overhook on that lead side leg. I'm guessing that he's going to look for big throws, or potentially looks for snap downs back to the head like we saw him earlier.
Also, kind of looking into that arm drag position, possibly also might be setting up a Russian. He's grabbing cross-body, cross-arm, tricep grip every once in a while. Thatcher's doing a nice job making sure that it doesn't amount to anything, but it's something that Tim's clearly looking for here.
Yeah, Tim's doing a nice job as well of breaking. Thatcher has a really, really heavy grip on the wrist there, and Thatcher is doing a really good job. Tim's doing a really good job of getting his knee up and breaking that grip. Looking for a standing arm lock, a mirror lock there.
Nice mirror lock attempt. And we've seen Tim do this in events in these Copa Virginia cash prize division events before. Nice double leg counter from Thatcher.
Yeah, very, very nice technique. Gets his 2 points.
That was an intelligent play from Thatcher there. A couple times now, Tim had brought his knee up to break the grip that Thatcher had, that double wrist grip. Thatcher waited until Tim picked that knee up, was a little bit unstable, and then dropped down to the double leg afterward.
Thatcher does a great job of communicating to the ref that he had that body lock prior, gets reset in the body lock. Again, I love when athletes communicate to the ref, you know, what position that they were in so they can make sure that they get a fair reset. So I'm guessing that Thatcher wanted that body lock. We may see him go to that and look for some body lock passing if he elected to, you know, specifically get that reset.
So Thatcher got those 2 points for the takedown. We are now 2-0. Thatcher is up with 2:45 left on the clock.
Tim's doing a nice job, though, of controlling the hands, trying to pull the elbow line of Thatcher across the body, potentially going to look for an armbar here or an underhook leg sweep.
Thatcher stands to start to try to pass. Tim does a nice job collecting that leg, trips him up a little bit.
Man,
Thatcher does a nice job rebalancing, collecting the feet.
Yeah, not something you see a ton from the guys in the heavyweight division to have balance and speed like Thatcher has. I'm immediately impressed by his game here and his ability to, get in and get out of these positions at that speed.
Tim, back to the feet after clearing that guard a little bit.
Thatcher's being really diligent with that 2-on-1, and you see him grabbing both hands across the wrist of that cross wrist, and Tim needing to come up with his leg to break that grip. That's what opened up the takedown earlier. I'm curious to see if we're going to see that strategy play out again.
Nice Uchimata attempt into a single leg attempt from Tim. Thatcher, again, nice balance, staying up.
Yeah, really good. I love how Tim went for that Uchimata and then went to the knees. He immediately reached far side leg in order to kind of progress the takedown. I love seeing guys with series. Attempted sacrifice throw from Thatcher, but Tim does a great job of covering the body, ending up on top, ending up in the closed guard of Thatcher on the bottom here.
And the nice thing about those sacrifice throws, in this sport at least, is that in the event that you fail, a lot of times you just end up in guard like Thatcher did here.
Yeah,
it's not such a bad position to be either.
No, you don't give up any points, and now you're able to work from your guard. And then we see kind of a reverse of what we saw earlier. I'm curious if we're going to see Thatcher also scoop for that leg, and that Tim has come to both feet here. Tim looking for a double log splitter pass, but Thatcher's doing a great job of holding his guard.
Thatcher closes up his guard around Tim's legs, using that to turn himself over to base out, climbing up around Tim's back. Now, that's not a sweep. And there's the 2 points for the sweep.
Yep, he's covered the back. He has come to top position.
Tim looking for that Kimura roll. Thatcher recognizes it, stands out, clears the position. We're back up to neutral.
Tim again for that Uchimata. We're going to see if he tries to pick that far side leg again. Thatcher with the guard pull into a deep half. Looks like he's going to come up behind, potentially with how he's trying to go to his legs. May actually elect to go into the legs here based on how he dropped his knees in. 30 seconds left remaining in the match. Thatcher Yates on the bottom here, up 4 points to 0. Timothy player with one advantage.
Timothy really split out wide in this deep half right now. Thatcher looking to kick him over, come to top, and he might get this sweep. There's the points for it. Nice progressive sweep from Thatcher on the bottom from deep half there.
Yeah, I love seeing how Thatcher's going both sides on this pass as well. He's gonna take this match 6-0 in the men's cash prize division here at Copa, Virginia.
Nice dominant display from Thatcher.
Yeah, really, really great work.